Yeah, it's rich in bubbly goodness.
Do you remember when you lost your passion for this work?
I invited another friend. I hope that's okay.
But speaking of how much in the fight you are about preserving, geek culture and pop culture and all of that, how did you get started with Toxic Femme?
Yeah.
God, that's all Tom. So full disclosure, and everybody sees it. Oh my God, everybody has to see. Tom and I argue like an old married couple, like as much as Christy and Tom argue, and no one would deny that. Tom and I constantly bicker, but the wonderful thing about Tom is that he is always in your corner, right? And when he feels that you are worthwhile and that you're sincere and that you're contributing and that you're doing your best, Tom will have your back. And Tom is everywhere, and I mean
he is. I'm
He's
like,
a Las Vegas hooker.
Does he even sleep sometimes?
Nope. No, he doesn't.
It's like he's on almost everyone's channel. It's like he can't do enough.
No,
to like help people.
He's like culture, but more vulgar and less technically inclined. Culture is able to do a lot of the technical stuff. He puts himself out there to help with like trailers and intros. Tom is more like voices and comedy.
Tom is pretty technically inclined. He's the one that does all the editing.
Oh shoot! Now I'm really canceled.
No, he's the editor over there for Midnight's Edge. But Tom, one of the perks for being everywhere like Tom is that you have an opportunity. Shenanigans. I love it.
I remember that show.
One of the perks of being everywhere is you pick up on people. And Tom honed in on me, and I can't really say why he honed in on me without sounding like some egotistical asshat, but he did. He honed in on me, and it was after I'd had an opportunity. It was sort of a step ladder thing that happened. It wasn't intentional. I enjoyed hanging out over on Creepy Little Book. I had a lot of fun with them over there, and via that venue, I got to meet and hang out with Mecca on an all the time basis. And Tom was in the chat, and then we were doing karaoke, and Mecca invited her two friends from Midnight's Edge, and I tried not to scream out loud because Midnight's Edge was
girl
thing, right? And so I was so excited, and then it just sort of slid into this easy thing with Tom and Rob, and they were just sort of always there. Suddenly, they were both just always there, and it's there. Tom is like a blanket. Tom is like that sort of blanket that you carry with you from your childhood.
Comfort blanket. You talk about
He is. Tom is that person who is always there. And I can't express enough how much that means to me, because he's always looking out for me, right? Even when we bicker, Tom means well, right? He means, I know he means well. I always know that about Tom. Even when we disagree, and even when we go back and forth, I know that his intent is to do what he feels is best. And so he picked me up, and we started this show, Toxic Femininity, where he said, I need you here front and center. You can do this. And I was like, okay, let's give it a go. And then it just sort of escalated and went from there. And we've been doing that for almost a year now, I guess.
Then I'd like to interject quickly and say I retract my statement. I did not know he was technically inclined that much. But yes, please, Tom, talk to me again. I hope after you hear this.
Tom puts together all those little Batman animations. He called me up one night. If you haven't, God, Andrew's going to be so mad when I plug this, but if you haven't seen the clown porn,
oh God,
keep ruining my laptop with clown porn. There's black stains everywhere.
True story. One of my Welcome to Florida streams got temporarily taken down, and I had to appeal to have him put it back. No, not because of that. they couldn't figure it out, but they're like, oh, we're gonna slap an 18 plus on it. But the streamer had Tom on and he put the clown porn thing on. YouTube
That's
didn't
fine.
touch
Yeah,
that.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
That was perfectly fine.
I'm a fake clown.
It usually is. It usually is. Tom can call me up at any point and be like, hey, I need this thing. He calls me up. I'm at my parents' house, mind you, right? When he calls me up, we're getting ready to do a stream in like just a little bit at that point. And he's like, I need you to do this thing and make these noises. And I was like, Tom, my mom's like literally sitting right there. And he was like, I mean, can you do it? And I was like, yeah.
remember that.
I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And so I looked over at my mom and I'm trying so hard to not be like, Mom, I'm just recording a thing. It's for the internet. Okay. And I just need you to please. And she's looking at me like, okay. All right. And I was like, please don't make any noise. And please, it's just a joke. It's just a joke, Mom. And she's like, sure.
Yeah,
So
you're a bad clown.
I'm sitting there recording this and my mom is dagger eyeing me from the kitchen while I am doing this. And I am just absolutely mortified. And Tom throws it right in and we play it that night. And I was just like, yeah. And so all that back to technically speaking, like when it comes to technical ability, Tom threw that together in minutes. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
It was the one where it's like, you're such a bad clown. Yes, you are. You want to spank my horn and play with my photo? Yeah.
Dirty balloon animal. Like, yeah, it was bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, and I was just like, YouTube, so you wouldn't pull down my video that had this in it. You're gonna pull down my video that had Universal footage in it. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Yep. 18 plus. I don't know.
He was one of the ones that I kind of love too, because he reminds me of a voice actor, and I think he's trying to help. He's teaming up with Ords a little more to push Ords into that, because Ords does have the capability.
He does.
I'll give you a hint. If you guys ever play Among Us with Ords, his tell is when he's the killer and gets caught, he turns into Fozzie Bear. It happened last night because we were like, we think it's Ords. He's like, what are you talking about? And his voice, on the Fozzie Bear. You're like,
yeah,
oh
we
God,
know it's
Ords,
you.
it's your tell just ruined you.
I need to
But
get that game. I really need to get
You guys
that game.
are all great.
I
we did a 3-hour stream.
I have it on my phone, so I can kind of check it out. I'm like between Among Us, and I just got the controller for the Amazon Luna trial or invitation, so I got that. Yeah, so I'm playing games with that.
Am I shamelessly plugging enough for Mary?
I love it. I love it.
It's great. It's great.
That's my ADHD. You can tell. I'm constantly doing shit.
You know what? And I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love both of you. I can say that right now because Andrew's not here and he won't kill me. But I did make him fall out of the chair, and that's the one thing I will keep. It was the best ever. I love that shenanigans. Like I never thought I'd get on when I did. Like making him fall out of the chair, that was great because Mads said something. I'm like, you just make Google stupider, and now you see his Andrew collapse.
He loves that.
But that's where you guys are great. Like it's not simping. It's just it's hard to explain. Like the theaters are gone. I don't watch TV. I spent more literally. I've stopped watching TV when I started getting more involved with YouTube, and I watch more of you guys. Even before I was helping Lorraine out and now co-hosting, it was what TV is missing.
Yeah.
And you guys should take very much a whole lot of pride in that because it's the quality and the entertainment that is gone because they're either focusing more on destroying the nostalgia of what pop culture is, or they're focusing more on how pretty it looks rather than developing the characters that people can actually attach to. Because I can say, damn, that tree and spaceship looks great, but I have no attachment to it.
Right?
You guys don't do that. And
well,
that's great.
I think the difference.
Sorry, ladies, non-binaries, whatever the hell people are going to say later.
My pronouns are voodoo poo nanny. So no,
it's
I
not
think
open rape if you use a can opener.
No, I think what it is that we managed to kind of capture here within this community, and it's obviously it's not just Andrew and Miss and I or whatever. It's everybody in there. Whenever they find that place that they click well, it's that authentic, genuine chemistry, right? Where you are sitting there and you are genuinely enjoying. So as much as we may structure these things to the illionth degree or whatever, you when you're in there with someone who you know and you trust and you have good rapport with, you tend to bounce back and forth with one another in an easy way that it relates well to the viewers. This is jacked up G.I. Joe with Jeremy's face.
It's actually a bondage Ken doll when they were talking at FNT, and I made it.
Oh, I was going to say that's something you'd see in a Florida gift shop.
I feel like Jeremy would buy it.
It looks like the electric chair. Okay. Just saying.
But no, it's that easygoing rapport and that genuine, authentic bounce back and forth when people have good chemistry that is sincere and real and relates well to the chat, the audience, right? And it's something that's not. It's not manufactured, right? So when you're watching a TV show or a movie or whatever, and you're watching this constructed thing on your screen in front of you, if it's not constructed incredibly well, it's simply unbelievable. But when you're watching these streams with us, here, you're sitting here watching it and you understand that the construction of this is minimal, right? Generally speaking, it's a structure that's okay. So we're going to talk about this, and this. Nothing else is scripted. None of this is scripted. We just talk to each other because we like each other.
Yeah, we just do. Literally, we'll be trying to hash stuff out for Toxic Femme, and we'll be on a call, and we'll start going off, and we're just like, okay, maybe we should save this for the show.
A lot of times, the banter we have backstage before the show is even better than what the show gets.
Yes.
See, I do this for one reason. It's the only time I get to talk to women and they can't call the police or mace me. I use this joke way too much.
Don't kid yourself. I've already dialed 911 twice just during this segment.
Yeah, that's what I look for a 2D avatar. Yeah, that's right. You keep that up. He has no legs. Like, here, hold on.
Oh my
like, if I want, I can actually branch out. Don't take this joke the wrong way, but I got no legs. No legs. I'm still talking. I got no legs. You want to see how close I can get? Let's have a
nope.
I love this because sometimes I play it too straight, and then Stephen just has me cracking up.
Let's make out and have some KFC gravy right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But that's what I like doing. Right? Oh,
KFC gravy ain't got shit on me. I'm just saying.
Oh
no. The best if you guys honey garlic sauce fans at all?
Honey garlic.
Honey garlic chicken wing.
In a while. Yeah, I haven't had it in a while though.
Honey garlic. Yeah, if you're gonna do a sauce like a base coat with chicken or anything, honey garlic and put in some Frank's Hot with it, and then cook your food. Yeah.
See, I like the onion garlic.
I've never had that.
Well, it's not sauce. It's just, when you're doing your chicken or whatever, and you get your chicken home from the store, you just get some minced garlic, you get some minced onion, throw your salt and your pepper, and throw that all in there, and then you put it in the freezer. And then when you de-thaw it, it literally marinades while you de-thaw it.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to try that.
I got another one. This is my fat guy thing. You guys like garlic bread though, right?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you guys use Subway ever or a sub place ever?
No,
I don't, because where I live, it's sacrilege to go to Subway. I live outside of Philly. You don't
all right,
do that.
then you guys make your own sandwiches, like and stuff, right? Like you'll make garlic bread and stuff.
Yeah.
If you ever make your own sandwiches, what you want to do is pick up garlic aioli. Like the mayo garlic sauce. You ever heard of it? Garlic aioli. And then you picture a mayo garlic. I can't describe it. It's like garlic bread in a tube. And you squeeze it. It's the garlic flavoring. So you squeeze it out, you throw the bread in the oven, and then you put your cheese, your meat. I'm fat. I'm gonna stop talking.
No, I know
I'm gonna eat
because
a
I've
Starburst
made
right now.
something like that, but I don't use the mayonnaise. I just have garlic and salt and olive
Yeah.
oil all whipped together. So it's like a paste, and then I put it all over the bread, and then I put it in the oven. I do it like that.
See, I
It's
just
actually
make it like I just do it like you do grilled cheese or whatever. You just throw the butter on and then sprinkle a little garlic powder, and then just cook it like you would a grilled cheese sandwich.
See, I
Yeah.
kind of do the same thing, but what I do is I'll melt some margarine or butter, then I'll throw in the garlic powder to make the garlic butter, and then you use one of the applicator brushes, like when you're basting meat or whatever. You put it on both sides of the bread, and then you fry it up.
Mm.
I've
Why-
done that to prep my grilled cheese.
Why are you
I'm
trying to
not
make
making
me
you food.
hungry?
What kind of assistant
I'm
do you think I
hungry
am?
now. I'm hungry now.
This is bullcrap.
I like food. To be honest, my dad used to be a chef in a restaurant of a hotel, right? So he kind of taught me some weird tricks. And then with like the ADHD conversation we had earlier, right? One of my things is making food taste good when I'm cooking, right? So I'll try weird stuff, but I'll go all out. Like there's a way to incorporate tequila in making a homemade barbecue sauce, so you can actually make a tequila
Oh, I
barbecue
believe
sauce.
that.
And
I've done it with rum.
great. Well, my friend at the time, mom, took the rest of the tequila bottle I paid for. It was one of the big ones. I'm like, "Where's the tequila?" I don't know. I'm like,
That's like when one of my friends comes over. You don't need this vodka, do you? Yes, I do. I make
Mhm.
my
No,
own vanilla extract. No, you don't need it.
No, you reply. You don't need my foot in your ass, do you?
She hooks me up, so I can't
Okay.
say that.
But like, that's great. Like, I like conversations like this, and I know I'm not trying to overtake the show or anything, but I appreciate being able to talk one-on-one with people like you, Mary. I could say people, right? You're not gonna like blast me on Twitter later. Right? Very good.
I
As a joke.
identify as a dolphin, and I ask you to respect that. I don't know why this is so difficult for people.
I think I have a can opener picture somewhere. How about that?
Oh my God.
But I identify as, hold on, I know I have it somewhere because it's relatable
I don't know.
to.
I identify as royal. That's all
I
I
identify as a meat popsicle.
That feels
That's Fifth Element.
wow. I don't.
Remember
I
Priscilla?
haven't seen that
Yeah.
movie
That
in a
movie in
while.
years,
I
yeah.
love it though, but I haven't seen it.
Meat pops. God, I haven't seen that movie. That's
Oh my
Bruce Willis,
gosh.
right?
It is one of my most
Fifth
favorite. It's
Element.
not just because Sarah
Chris
Brightman
Tucker
did
is
the,
in it.
Well, Sarah Brightman also did the opera song, right? And that is one of my favorite
Ooh.
songs ever for a movie.
Sarah Brightman makes my ears hurt, but it's all right.
Wow.
She's not one of my favorites.
Am I your favorite?
Of course you're one of my favorites.
You're full of shit.
You're one of my favorites.
I'm kidding. And at the same time, yeah, I like my job. I'll probably be fired after the show. But you're a delight, Mary. and your whole show is a delight. Your whole channel. I just wish it would stop on subbing me every other week. That is driving me
Does it
nuts.
really? Yeah, it's driving me nuts
YouTube's
too.
been a butt.
It's a
Yeah.
pain in the ass because you work so hard to kind of reel in that audience, and YouTube is, people who watch you, I don't want to say people are fickle, although people probably are, but
It's
but
entitled viewership. They
individuals.
expect no commercials, no lag. No
Well,
latency.
no, but
it's gonna happen.
you can't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you can't know. And if YouTube doesn't tell you that this thing you like is happening, you can't go because people have other things to worry about besides, making sure they check my channel specifically every 2 seconds to see what's happening. You look for a notification, right? And so that's why notifications are so important. And when YouTube is unsubbing or shadow banning or whatever, it's incredibly difficult for content.
But even then, Mary, when I'm like, say when I'm sub to like say Culture, Lorraine, or you, my notification for your show only pops up 25 minutes into your show.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, you don't have to convince me they're acting wonky over there.
There's stuff afoot, and they know it, and they could
know
fix
who we
it,
are.
but they don't want to fix that.
They
But
know who we are, and
They
don't
know what is what, but
They
they don't
do.
know what is
They
what.
do. Speaking of knowing, because I gotta ask, I always ask these questions.
Liar.
How the okay,
Sorry.
that's a quarter chicken nugget deduction.
Really, really. I can't wait for your P.O. box, and that's going to be a Twitter post going, "Who said 10 pounds of chicken nuggets to my P.O. box?" I can't wait for that.
Yeah, somebody in the back probably like chicken nuggets. Nobody's gonna miss these. I'm gonna take these home. So you have to tell me. So Shenanigans. How did you come up with the idea for that? Because that show is like, before I even knew what it really was, people were talking about it. They're just like, I have to watch Shenanigans of Mary's show. And then when I came onto your show for Shenanigans, I had no idea what I was walking into.
Yeah, Shenanigans is a wonky beast that has taken on this weird evolutionary process, a life of its own. And it's Shenanigans started off, just to be completely blunt, and this is probably going to screw with people's perception of me, but there's a reason it's evolved. Okay, so when I first started YouTube, so that's how old Shenanigans really is. It dates back, it's almost 2 years old, really, because it really is not long after the very inception of Merry Mayhem. It started off back when Hangouts was a thing, Google Hangouts, and you could have like 10 people on, right? And on Saturday nights, or Friday nights was what it was at the time. I moved it to Saturday nights in order to not have to sit there and fight with Friday night tights. But on Friday nights, I would go out and get a bottle of Jaeger. And
you said Jaeger.
Jaeger's your friend. Jaeger's your friend. Jaeger's your friend.
It started off as Jaeger. I've moved to vodka because I find I can control myself better with vodka. Because 9 times out of 10 on Shenanigans, I have had a shit ton to drink and am very much intoxicated. But interestingly enough, I think Shenanigans has increased my tolerance drastically, because I can kill half a bottle and not blink at this point and be perfectly fine. But it started off just, on Friday nights, I'd make a run to the liquor store and grab some Jaeger. And then I would DM or call or text all my friends. And I'd be like, hey, you want to dick around on YouTube live? And everybody's like, yeah. And there was no plan, right? There was no structure. There was no outline. There was none of that. It was just, let's get drunk on YouTube. Or if you're not drinking, let's act like asshats on YouTube. And it was live. And so initially, the reason Shenanigans got taken down was because it was an attempt to preserve everyone's reputation. Because while we wanted, while we wanted to have a good time and feel uninhibited, and be able to do, whatever and just act like assholes, we also didn't want to potentially, because this is still live and there are 7 people in the chat, and maybe someone will watch it later.
Oh yeah,
we would there was concern that we would be a little over the top at times when alcohol is involved. That's always a possibility. And so it's just sort of, I don't know when it changed, but at some point I decided, people might watch this more if we did something.
Oh God, Stephen.
What? I'm not doing anything. I'm just.
You're really close to the screen.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to get closer to the viewers.
I think you've managed that in a highly uncomfortable way.
So what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Victoria's Secret pink striped nightgown.
Me too. But it ripped.
And some pink heart pajama bottoms is what I'm wearing right now.
I wasn't expecting that answer. I don't know what to say now.
I mean, I don't know. You asked.
Going back to my bush.
Creeping back.
Yeah, it just started off as us dicking around, and then somewhere along the way it occurred to me, I mean, it's been called Shenanigans for a long time because that's really what it was just us dicking around.
Yeah.
And then at some point I realized that structure might be beneficial to the show's actual, being functional. And so instead of
everyone likes stick, so
it just turned out that, and then I found a groove with Rob and Tom, where
Mhm.
improv became a thing we did regularly. We would just, we would just back and forth with stuff, and so that seemed. And Stieg was instrumental.
Oh my
that
god.
Stieg,
Stieg
that was
is
why we called him
crazy.
executive producer Stieg Kenobi, was because every week, like, we would try to do some improv or whatever together. And
Mhm.
Stieg is so creative and interesting and funny, and he has these wonderful thoughts and these random bizarre things that go through his head. And then we did our best to bring those scenarios that he would craft to life.
Uh-huh.
And then when, Stieg got to a point where he was a little burnt out, and he was like, I need a break, right? This shit goes on at like 4 or 5 in the morning for me. We don't even start till then. It's like, I need to have something that resembles a normal life. And I was like, I totally get it. He's in Norway. And so
Right.
it became, at this point, I had to sort of step into the deeper water and start doing some things on my own, because Stieg had been there sort of holding my hand for such a long time with these scenarios that
Right.
we would just have fun with. But Stieg was 9 times out of 10, he was writing everything. And so, like, Stieg was Fat Steven Seagal for shenanigans, right? Yes. And then when he was like, I need a break, then I kind of had to start doing that for myself. And once I had to start doing it for myself, that was when the sort of strict sort of outline structure became a thing, because it helped me to have some agency over whether or not this worked.
Right.
And so that's why the outline is a thing, and it gives everybody a little bit of empowerment over it. Like, while it is structured, it's sort of equal parts structured, equal parts insanity and mayhem.
I was gonna say, because the outline, it's like we can go to one thing, spin around the outline, go back to something before that, skip ahead to something. Are they here yet? Okay, well, we'll go back and do this other thing.
Yeah. While the outline functions to give us like a thing to lean against, and to have that to fall back on, and we know how to, we know where we're going ultimately with this.
Right.
It functions for that, but I try not to be as restrictive with it as we have to do this thing right now, because simultaneously I want us to be having fun, because I know that if we're having fun, then the audience is having fun. So it's both outlined and structured and loosey-goosey, and that's oxymoronic, but it works. It really does work.
It does. It does. Even with the times that I've been on shenanigans of like, yeah, I know we have a plan, but we'll get to each part eventually. And it's just funny. And it's so much fun. And the chat has fun, even when they're trying to give you alcohol poisoning by
oh my
giving you
God,
super chats for shots.
And people wonder how I can drink so hard, right? Like, it's because every Saturday they try to kill me. Okay, eventually you just build that tolerance up. I generally speaking will knock back about a half a bottle of vodka on Saturday nights, because that's just what they're going to do to me. So
they push them out. They're like, here's another tip shot. Here's another Shipatat shot. It's
their goal is to make me slur, right? They want.
I don't know what they're talking about, y'all.
It's harder and harder and harder to get me there these days. It really is. So if I'm acting relatively together on a Saturday night, it's because the chat's like, we'll let her live this week.
Yeah. Of course, you hear Andrew, please don't give my girlfriend alcohol poisoning.
I kind of have a question, if it's okay to ask, Mary.
Sure.
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, this would be a very boring conversation. It would be. But do you have plans for something bigger?
For my channel?
For everything you're doing? Are you eventually going to become the Mary Mayhem Circus or something, like your show in general?
So
I'm not calling you out. Well, you are a clown.
Generally speaking, I like the dynamic right now of what I have, and that doesn't mean that there won't be things added or tweaked or altered or improved on or all of that jazz moving forward. But the reason I'm Mary Mayhem is because I love being able to have the real conversation on, say, a Wednesday night, right? And have that but I would not be who I am. And this is the best way I know to convey to you that this is as authentic as I know how to be. I am Mary Mayhem because I would not be who I am without adding a little shenanigans. The reason shenanigans exists is because this is who I am as a person. I love the real deep conversation and I want that progress made, but simultaneously I have to hand myself all of me to you. Like, and by all of me, obviously there's not every single aspect of my life, but all of my personality. And everybody's multifaceted in their own way, but I am Mary Mayhem. I am Batman. I am Iron Man.
Where's the gender?
I am
Where
Iron
is
Man. I am this is who I am as a person. I am just as ridiculous and wonky, and at points will refuse why does the Wheel of Obscenities exist? Well, it was spawned from Name That Pokemon, which was a wheel where you spun it and you had to speak as a Pokemon, like you had to say the Pokemon name. The reason that exists is because in real life there are times where I will refuse to speak to a person in anything other than Pokemon, and I will sit there and be like, Pika, Hunter, and like just refuse to speak to you until at some point you respond to me in Pokemon, right? Like, this is just who I am as a person. I enjoy that sort of insane, crazy, unexpected, just out of left field thing that threw you off but made you smile anyway thing. And so whatever it is that I do, it will be some form of Mary Mayhem. You can expect that will always be there. And so whatever this evolves into, and I couldn't I couldn't tell you where I plan, because I didn't plan to be here. I didn't plan any of this. I have one goal, and that is to as authentically and as persistently as possible pursue the preservation of our geek culture. But I will do that in the most me way, because that's all I can be is me.
Well, that's what we love, you being just you, and that's what draws so many people in to like watch you. It's one of the reasons I started watching you. That's one of the reasons why I'm just so glad to be able to call you a friend and all of that. So I can't wait to see what comes next. So Stephen, I'm glad you asked that question. So the last question that I have kind of wrap us up.
I need that on paper.
You need that one on paper?
Well, a woman complimented me.
Well, you can just clip this and run it back.
I love the way you eyelash batted him, like, what?
I have to be careful with that kind of thing.
That was so glorious to watch. That was beautiful. I'm gonna clip that just so I can watch it over and over.
What did I do?
Just the way she eyelash batted you, she was like, "You need what?" Like,
it's one of those powers that I promise I can use only for good. Because if I don't use it for good, I can get a lot of people in trouble.
Define good, Lorena.
Don't do it.
To help other people, to build other people up, to get out of speeding tickets,
Hashtag Wonder Bra. If you're listening, we need a sponsor.
Oh my gosh. Well, this last question, because I'm trying to think of I think this is a good question to like ask, whether for the person who, I guess it's a multifaceted question, for the person watching this who either they're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, have been doing a YouTube channel for a while, or maybe for that person who they've been working on their YouTube channel, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere and they feel like they're about to quit. What kind of advice would you give?
You need to ask yourself some hard questions before you pursue this thing, before you sink, because trust me, and Lorena can attest to this, you will sink so much of your time into doing the YouTube thing.
Oh yeah.
You need to ask yourself some questions, and I think that it's two things can be true at once. It's possible to not know where this is going and still sincerely want to pursue it, right? But you do need to ask yourself what it is that you want to accomplish, and whether or not it is that you're going about this in the way that is authentic to you, right? Because anyone can get up there and talk about things, but when you're doing this, are you doing this? Are you while you're doing this? Are you putting, because we all tweak it, we turn it up a little bit. God knows I turn it up really hard on Thursday night community Mario Kart. In real life, I'm actually a fairly meek person. Not maybe meek isn't the word. I'm relatively docile. Like I'm not a cursor. I don't curse in real life actually very often at all. In fact, I avoid conflict, not to an extreme extent, but I live with people. I live with people who are self-described SJWs who use specific pronouns, and we do not agree. And it is very difficult at times for us to kind of exist within the same sphere. But because of a desire for, mutual respect and understanding, and lack of desire for unnecessary conflict, I'm respectful and do my best to kind of exist within this sphere and be. In real life, I am not, generally speaking, going to scream and yell. So we all dial it up in certain intervals on these streams. But the question is. Are you being authentic in that moment when you are doing this? Are you being sincere? Are you being real? Is this who you are? Because trust me, if you're not doing that, people can tell. People know when you're. One of the reasons I would say Jeremy has been so successful is while it's true that Jeremy dials it up from time to time, he's just being Jeremy. People will know. So before you sink your time, and time is the most valuable asset we have into this, and before you give up, ask yourself if you want this. Do you want this? And how hard are you willing to pursue this? What does this mean to you? Is the preservation of your culture, or whatever your motivation for it is that strong enough and sincere enough for you to sink, and whatever the outcome, because it may not be what you want, because I can't sit here and tell you that you're going to succeed. I can't do that. But is it worth it to you to try anyway? Is it worth it to you to sink that time in, to have done everything? And even if you walk away having not successfully launched a YouTube channel, do you know that you tried and you fought for something you care about? And if you can do that, and if that's why you're here and your motivations are sincere and you're as authentic as you can be, then I would say that it's worth it and to keep plugging, because you at least get to walk away knowing that you've done something that you can stand behind later, and you can be proud of yourself whether or not you were quote unquote successful, because you did something that you can stand behind, that you know that it was worthy. At least the attempt was worthy.
Holy shit.
What?
Sorry. No, Nerdrotic just followed me. I'm sorry. I didn't expect it, and it just did. Oh my god!
What?
Holy shit!
I freaking love that.
Oh my god! It's like fanboy. You know me. Oh my god!
We're gonna take a 30-second pause so Steven can do a couple victory laps around.
No,
that is completely understandable.
Freaking run.
Dude, I don't care. Bounce in the chair, whatever. You deserve it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! No, I'm so sorry, Mary. I'm so sorry. Oh my god! It's like when you meet like Todd McFarlane drawing your spawn for soul. Oh, I pooped.
Shane Numan, you don't have to tell me. I know exactly what you're feeling right now.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I think I woke people in the house. Oh my god.
That's okay. That's why I was like,
I am so sorry.
we need to
I'm
pause
sorry. I'm
and
sorry.
we need to let Steve.
You can leave this in the show too, because it's gonna freak everyone out.
Oh heck
out.
yeah, I'm leaving it in the
You
show.
bastard! You bastard! The moment Steve's balls drop.
Well, folks, thank you,
wait. No,
Mary.
wait,
that
were you
was.
done, Mary? Were you done?
I don't think she was. You guys.
Oh,
Okay.
so this isn't a segue. Oh my god! Holy shit!
I think I answered the question, right?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I am so sorry. I
Okay.
am so sorry.
Wow.
I
yeah.
can ramble. I can certainly ramble. I'm good at the rambling.
It
so-
was
I am so
good,
sorry.
but I didn't expect that interruption. But folks, this is why we do this show. So
wait,
people,
wait. Before
What?
you close up,
Yeah.
can you blow me up quickly
Oh, absolutely.
and let me know when I'm blown up? Am I blown
There
up?
you go.
Okay.
You are
Okay.
blown up.
Okay.
Mhm.
I am so sorry. I am very sorry for screaming while this video was going on. I don't know why I'm getting closer, but I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, chat. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I take responsibility for being a fanboy, but not because I'm fat. Because okay, I'm done.
And he does that with a graphic of Gary twerking in the background. Oh, people, if you are not subbed to
shit.
Mary Mayhem, why are you not subbed to Mary Mayhem? Please do subscribe to her. She is awesome. She is amazing. She is a lot of fun. And I am so thankful that she came on here with us. To,
Hey,
uh,
did we
God, I'm so
match
sorry.
comics division? Did we match the comics division time?
Just about. You will be 2 episodes.
yeah,
Is that the only
I-
reason why you're here? Is
Yeah, we're probably gonna split this into 2. Yes,
I'm
you
so
went
sorry.
over the time limit of.
I'm
Okay,
so
now
sorry.
we're gonna. Split. Oh no!
we can
Do not be
flip the
sorry.
one part where I just go, holy shit, and you'll be like, what? And your intro can start. I am so sorry, Mary. Oh my god, I have never broken
know-
character like that. Oh my god.
You know, one of the reasons I love doing this lunchtime show is there's one way that you see people when they're live streaming, and totally another way when they don't have to worry about the
Oh, shit.
chat or what's going on, and they can just chill and just have fun. And that's what this show is
I need a
about.
Starburst.
And being
Yum,
able
yum,
to
yum.
gotta record offline, it's the same thing. So it's just fun. It's
Yeah.
just fun.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
I
I'm
will
so
say-
sorry, Mary. I'm so sorry.
It is a little more. It's a little. God, what's the word I'm looking? It's just. It's. I don't
Comfortable?
think people get to see me quite so
Your lips never move. I'm very
well.
scared.
Yes, it's generally speaking, people see me a little more dialed up. Whereas the conversation we've had is sort of, which I'm a little more muted right now. But like this is how I talk to people.
Why,
this is just-
why is she muting you?
I'm muted in that
I know,
I'm not as loud as I would be as say when we're discussing a topic where you've got me dialed up. I'm dialed into the discussion.
Yeah, just like
right?
on 10.
Right? Right? Like
I am
I'm
so
ready
sorry.
to go, right? Like, but this is I think Lorraine, we've talked on the phone like God, well, pretty regularly, I would say, and
Oh yeah.
and this is like I think this is how I talk normally, right?
This is how she talks. It's no joke. The first time she called me on the phone, she's talking to me. I'm like, is this really Mary Mayhem? Because you don't sound.
I don't hear a gunshot.
How you're too on, and just like, the number says it's her. Okay, yeah, it's her, and it's just like now I'm like used to it. So it's like, yeah, I know, soon because you have that persona. Everyone kind of does when the camera comes on, and
Oh my God.
that's how you are. And then when you turn it off, there's like a certain little kind of
What's
decompression. That
I
goes
don't
on.
know that it's a persona so much as when you are dialed into a specific discussion and it is something that you're passionate about and you have a certain measure of zeal for, you tend to become more heated, more I guess aggressive, more
Yeah.
you are
passionate about it. You're you're invested in it. Yeah.
Right. And so, but when it's chill, you get a person who's talking like we're talking here, and it's and we don't have to be excited elevated right now because
Bullshit.
we're not talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. And
Oh, God.
Right, like-
Yeah. It's funny because we'll be on Toxic Femme and we'll just be chilling and vibing and just kind of talking. And then something will come up, a hot point on a topic, and we're just like,
yep.
Boom. Everybody's into it. And Picture like,
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
God, an okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're just passionate about this.
It's not you. It's just it's you at this level. This is the thing you're talking about that puts you here, and you feel passionate about it. And so that's the level everyone sees all the time. And so because you're always talking about something that you're invested in emotionally, generally speaking. And so this sort of laid back, like we're just talking normally, is something people don't get to see quite as often because we're generally doing something else that requires a different aspect of me. So
Right. Well, we're
I'm so
glad
sorry.
you could capture that on the show, Stephen. You know what? You get a pass for that, dude.
Very
because-
Bro, no. You can vouch. Out of all the shows I've been on with you, I have never broken character like
you
that.
know what?
Ever.
You get such a pass because
Oh
no
my
joke.
God.
When Gary followed me, I flipped out. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He
yeah,
followed
but
me on
the-
Twitter.
oh
Mary
my-
started following me on Twitter. No,
I'm not
true-
embarrassed
no,
with that.
true-
I'm
true
embarrassed
story.
that Christy's gonna be like simp.
Oh, you know she is, but
when
you
you-
know,
yeah,
you
she
know
is.
she loves you. You know
Yeah,
she
yeah.
loves you. No,
I
true,
know.
true story, right?
Fuck.
So I go into the Keepers of the Force chat. I'm just minding my own business, whatever. And Mary's a guest on the show. And she's talking, and as she sees me in the chat, oh, hi, Lorena. And she's like, you know, Lorena, I need to talk to you. I'm like, I'm scared. I'm scared. What the heck's going on? It was just real-
9 times out of 10, though, that's how it happens, right? Jesus Christ, Stephen. Like
Oh
9
my
times out of 10, that's how it happens. It's like I'll see somebody in a chat, like I'll be on a stream or something, and I'll see someone in a chat that I've been like that's been in the corner of my mind. I've been like, I want to talk to them, right? Like I want to touch base with them, and I'll see them in a chat, or I'll wind up on a stream with them, and that's when I'll be like, oh yeah, you, I want to talk to you. And so that's 9 times out of 10, that's how it happens. Like I will be reminded of this thing I've been contemplating for a while. So yeah.
And, well, that's what I do now with people who Fat Stevens trying to get as a guest, and if I'm on a show with them and he's been trying to get in touch with them, like I did with Wes Mooney, I'm like, Wes, you need to confirm about being on my show. It's like,
I'm just asking for reimbursals of all the super chats I do to corner people to get on the show.
Steven is a beast with that. No joke. No joke.
Yeah,
'cause that's-
I'm trying to get that umbrella guy for the 21st, so I'm going to contact him this week to see if he can still do it.
Ooh, that's
'cause
fun.
that's how he got Az. He was just like super chatting.
Oh yeah, please stroke your
Az.
beard for me, Az. Please do
Did
it.
he
at
come
medium
on?
pace.
I'm like, oh, okay. Steven's going after that. All right. And then I get this message. Az wants to come on the show. I'm like,
who sent
I'm
you the
sorry.
message? Yeah. And that's when people start like messaging me out of the blue because they're like, wow, this guy is it's not about no. You just gotta be you. And the Az one was funny. You made him hungry and he was drooling.
That was Mary. Yeah, you got to watch that. We went through the whole Southern Pyramid of food.
Oh yeah, you were talking
She
about
used
that.
that. She used that on another show, actually.
Dude, that's
Oh, he
that's what-
did?
No, Mary did.
Yeah,
Oh, you
Correct.
yeah, vaguely. Yeah, I don't remember exactly where we were.
Oh,
when we were talking
wow.
about it. Yeah,
You stopped at fried chicken and pulled pork and then went off somewhere else.
yeah. That's but no, like that resonates. It
We
resonates.
were like, I'm Southern. What is that?
What
I'm
is
like,
that thing?
oh, you got to see this.
How do I
Oh.
not know about this thing? I felt like I lost a few points in the Southern category.
I think it's like we knew instinctively we know what it is, but to like put it on
To put it on a
meme for
chart,
other
yeah.
people to see it. That was God. It was just
Oh my god! Again,
hysterical.
I'm sorry.
I just feel like sausage gravy is gotta have its own compartment
Oh, good
on that
God.
pyramid.
I think gumbo should have one too. It really should. That's like,
Like chicken
Oh.
fried steak and white milk gravy.
oh
that's
God.
compartment. I'm sorry. We'll never get off this topic if I
We
don't.
don't. But folks, thanks so much for joining us for this premiere, which is most likely split into 2 pieces. So thank you for
Holy
watching the
shit.
first part and watching the second part. Please do follow Mary Mayhem over on YouTube. Please, subscribe to her on YouTube. Follow her on Twitter. And follow Pat Steven Seagal on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Bye.